Excellent. We have the list, we have the input, and our last target is going to be our item. And now let me close my source control as well as the sidebar altogether. And let's make the right screen a little bit smaller. And we're going to be heading for the to do item. And within the to do item, as well as we're going to be getting the props anyway. So we might as well can destructure them. And as always, that needs to be above the return. So I'm going to say const, and then we're going to be looking for the title. Since that is something we're passing down, then handle delete. And in this case, we already having this info with an actual ID parameter. And we're also going to have handle edit. So those are the three things we're going to be getting from the props, as well as there's going to be a different return, obviously, than just a simple div. And since within the to-do list, we had the unordered list, remember? Now, in this case, we're going to have the list item. So each and every item within the to-do item is going to be a list item. And with React, we can have the nice class names that we can add. And this is just going to be, again, for the styling. If for the unordered list, we use list group, for each and every item, we're using list group item. Then we would also want text capitalize. This is going to be our text. And since eventually this is going to look like this, where we're going to be using the flexbox classes from the bootstrap, meaning the text is going to be on one side, they're going to be in one line, but the icons are going to be pushed all the way to the right hand side. This is the reason why we're adding right now the class of dflex, which is going to make it as a flexbox container. Then we're going to use the class of justify content and between, which we're going to push the items as far as possible from each other. And we're going to do a little bit of margin top bottom for each and every item. Then within the list item, we're going to have the heading 6. And here I'm going to have my title. Remember, all the way in the beginning, app.js was what? Well, we had the actual items as well as the item. So we passed down the items into a to-do list. And then as we were looping through the array, we used the parameter here. We said, okay, so there's going to be the item in the list, and each and every item is going to have the title. So we're going to set up the title prop, and whatever value for that title is going to be, that's going to be the value that we're going to be rendering. And let's do that. Let's say we will going to have some kind of title. And now let's set up here our icons as well. And since I'm using the classes of dflex for the flexbox container and justify content between, what I'm interested in is pushing this text as far as possible from the icons. But the icons are going to be in separate div. So you can think of them as two children component, one with just text and the second one with both icons. Otherwise, they would be having one icon here, then the other one here, and then text here. That would be in a normal layout. But since we have two children components, then the icons is going to be all the way on the right hand side. Let's add class to do icon. And we're going to write that, first of all, there's going to be span. Within the span, we would want to add some classes. Class name is going to be margin right is going to be 2, as well as color is going to be green. Success, that's going to be for the coloring. And you know what? For each of the icons, we also have the option of clicking on them. For the edit one, this would edit the icon. And then we have for deletion. Remember, we're passing as props the two methods. So we right away can set up a on click event. And then we're going to be looking for handle. And in this case, this is going to be for editing. That's going to be the icon. And then within the span, this is where we're placing our font awesome. So I'm going to say FAS, FA pen. That's going to be number 1. And now we can just copy and paste this icon. We can say that we would want to select them. Let's say like this, copy and paste it. And instead of text success, I'm going to have text danger. This is going to be for obviously our deletion. Then also the method needs to be different. And they'll delete. And then we're going to be looking for the trash icon. So the classes are FAS, FA, and you guessed it, trash. Let's save it. And now let's add some items just so we can test it out. And we're gonna say this case a little bit normally more. Again, we're gonna use the wake up. We click on it. Now we have our wake up. Then the second one is gonna be make breakfast. And we could have left it with two T's. Also might have worked out. We have make dinner, learn React. And the more items, obviously, I'm going to be adding, then the more items are going to be displayed within the list. But we also want to test it out probably whether at least we're getting back the IDs that we should have in the console. And notice right now I have 4 objects. And this is happening in the app.js 33. So I don't think I would want that. So let's say, yeah, obviously this is happening because I have this callback function here, which I didn't get rid of. So let me delete that one and let me just add maybe 1. So let's say make breakfast, something along the lines like this. And then the moment I'm going to click on it, this is going to be here, edit. And obviously that is the reason for that, because I am passing the edit and this is going to be my ID. And you're just going to have to trust me on that is the actual ID. And the easiest way for me to show you is that as we're going to be working with an items, whether we're going to be deleting the correct item, whether we're going to be editing the correct item, and so on and so forth. Again, we could technically go through the React tools and all that, but I just don't think that's necessary. We might as well can just do it as we're getting to that position where we are either editing or deleting the item. Now I can also click on deletion, and now I'm having my handle edit, which by the way should be handle delete. Handle delete. Let me rewrite this. Handle delete. Obviously, this is gonna set up everything from the scratch. Say handle. It's gonna be my item. And then once I click on it, yeah, I do have the handle delete. Everything is working really well. Now last, maybe click on this and we have the clear list. So I think now we're ready to be working on clearing the list where all the items are going to be deleted.